We have Minigun. We have Destiny. We have a Protoss versus a Zerg, a Root versus a Root. I am Squiggles, and thank you for joining me for another cast. This one is going to be on Shattered Temple, and guess what? This is the first ever, I think, and this is why this replay is so special. This is the first ever replay that one of my subscribers sent to me. That's Adept FU, by the way. Who sent to me and said, "Hey man, this is a really good replay. You should cast it." And I was like, "Well, you know what? I will." So here I am going to cast this game, and that reminds me, if anybody else sees a game, if you're watching ladder or something, and by ladder I mean stream, obviously. If you're watching a stream, you're watching something, and you find it just an amazing game, and you want me to cast it, go ahead and see if you can get a hold of the replay and send it over to my SquigglesStarcraft at gmail.com account, and just in the heading, don't put subscriber Saturday or anything. Just say, hey, this is a replay that I want you to cast because it's awesome. And that's a good way for you guys to let me know who you guys want to be seeing cast. And you can get your favorite player cast that way as well. People who don't normally get to see those kind of games will be able to see them. And it will just be a win-win-win for everybody involved. Actually, I don't know who's going to win that one. Oh, goodness. There's a drone with 3 hit points and a probe running away for his life. Hangs in the balance, and he has 5 hit points. And, fortunately, those shields are going to recharge. And now he's just going to make this drone lose a lot of mining time. Looks like he's going to attack until he's about out of shields and then turn around and run away again. So drone doing a good job of chasing off that pesky probe. The pesky probes. Meanwhile, Minigun going to be throwing down a gateway, and Destiny going to be throwing down an HT, as in a have time, or hi Tommy, or hi Templar, even though he's Zerg. Yes. So good little cryptic communication going on by Destiny, and I have no idea what that meant if you couldn't tell. Looks like he's going to be going for a expand after spawning pools. You can see he doesn't have any gas yet, so he's really just waiting, going to be chasing away that probe again, who's still alive somehow. Pesky, pesky probe. Goodness. Does the probe have a kill? No. But he has been able to just be annoying, which is, what you want your probes to do when you're the Protoss player. And you can see Minigun's actually ahead in supply already. It looks like he has a Zeal on the way out. Has the Cybercore. Great placement on that first pylon. So we can get the nice little wally wall off. And it looks like this probe going to be going ahead and coming back home. And the drone going to be following. So the drone going to be able to scout the base and see exactly what's going on. Looks like Minigun is going to be taking that second gas right now so that the drone cannot have any kind of shenanigan things happen. And oh, the drone takes a couple of free shots. Going to be running over here like maybe I can take the assimilator. Nope, there's already something there. Okay, well in that case, I better run away from the Zealot because the Zealot is scary. You can see that there is a Stalker going down. Chrono Boost on the Stalker as well. Cybercore on the way, and this drone going to be trying to put on some sick pressure on this pylon. And the Zerglings are not going to be able to do much here. Now the Zealot just needs to be careful that he doesn't get run by. And almost killing that drone, almost. And look at this, it looks like the Stalker is out, and so Minigun, I love it when people do this. They're going to be putting on a little bit of pressure with this first Zealot and this first Stalker. And how is Destiny going to defend? Because I mean, he doesn't have anything really. He does have two spine crawlers going down right now and an additional queen. So he's going to be relying on spine crawlers and queens for his defense because this little guy, he's not gonna last so long. You can see that he's about to go down here. One more Stalker shot, and down he goes. So this queen going to be kiting a little bit. Ooh, nice little maneuver here to cut off some surface area. And now these queens are going to be throwing their barbs off. And look at that, trying to get us around actually on the Stalker so he can't get away. And both spine crawlers are now finished. One spine crawler taking a bit of damage, it looks like. And he's going to be repositioning them at his expansion. So great job by Destiny, able to ward off that attack using nothing but queens and spine crawlers. And in the meantime, just droning even harder because when you play Zerg, you want to drone, okay? I'm just saying, you want to be droning. Drone to drone. And meanwhile, these overlords are going to be creeping around. I guess not creeping so much, just stalking, just kind of hanging around, seeing what's up. No, don't pay attention to me, I'm just an overlord doing my job. Not a big deal. Looks like we have a proxy pylon going down for Minigun. So he's going to, has one sentry. Going to be getting, oh my goodness, up to 5 sentries here, and going to be pushing with sentries and just going to be relying on force fields because sentries, not the best, and especially against spine crawlers, not going to be doing a lot of damage, but maybe you can pick off a couple of drones or a creep tumor. Nope, not going to happen. And there are, how many queens do we have now? We have 1 queen, 2 queens. 2 queens. Yep, still 2 queens. Might be a good idea to get a third if he is not, and 1 queen pretty low on health. And here comes some zerglings out, lots more zerglings in production, as it looks like the drone count has been halted for just a little bit from swelling even farther. Looks like another spine crawler going down right now. And I forgot to mention earlier, but this is MLG, an MLG map, so you can see they have the supply depots down there. So no kind of pylons can go down early game and do any kind of blocking action. Oh my goodness, this queen is totally trapped, and she is going to have to write her farewell letters as she explodes in a pile of blood and gore and Campbell's tomato soup. Okay, so more force fields. Looks like he's going to be able to pick off a few drones, maybe. Yep, nice job there. And now going to have to fall back, I think, because he doesn't really want to loot. And this is, I do want to say, this is really, really good because this is what I say when I say poking all the time. This is what I mean. You go in there, you try to do damage, but then when you're just getting kind of on iffy ground, you don't overcommit. You just pull back. So let's take a look at the units lost tab. You can see Minigun has killed 4 drones and has killed 8 units and has only lost 2. So yeah, man, I mean, he's doing pretty good in that regard. Nice little pressure there. Let's go ahead and check the army tabs because I know somebody's going to be curious. And I'm curious as well. It looks like Minigun staying even with Destiny on workers right now and also has more army supply. So good job by Minigun in that regard. And this Overlord is going to be running away, but he does not have speed. As a matter of fact, Overlord's speed not even started, and so he is going to have to make his peace, write his will, because he is about to meet the maker of whoever makes Zerg units. Oh, all that tomato soup gone to waste. Makes me sad. Okay, so it looks like we have some Zerglings going to be popping over here, and going to be attacking these back rocks. I like it. I like that Destiny is being what's the word I'm trying to say? I'm sure somebody knows it. He's being he's using his lurglings and he's running all over the mouth of them. That's what I'm saying. There's a word for that, but I cannot think of it right now. So please pardon my lack of remembering words. It's not like I need to remember words. I mean, I'm only casting. LOL. So, oh, look at that. Looks like Spine Crawler. Great defense here. 5 Spine Crawlers going to be coming here and lots of Zerglings. As you can see, the Zerglings are just going to be kind of hanging back with the Spine Crawlers until they can get a good surround. Oh my goodness, that is so many Zerglings. Great force field is going to go down, and they are going to defend some of these units, but there's just so many Lings here. And you can see even the Zealots, who are really, really good and famed at their legendary abilities to take on Zerglings, are going to go down, and now there's just a few sentries, and they are going to be using force fields as much as they can, but it's not going to be enough, and they are all going to go down. But even through all of that, you can see supplies are pretty much the same, and meanwhile, his rocks are about dead. Pretty good. Both players on 2 bases still right now. It looks like Minigun is on 4 warp gates, and he has a robo now, adding on a robotics bay as well as another cannon, and has a forge with what's the upgrades like? He has +1 attack, and ooh, looks like a pathogen gland's coming down for Destiny, as well as looks like he could be looking to take his 3rd base right now. He already has some infestors out, and a lot of Zerglings on the way. So Zergling Infestor is going to be what the Doctor ordered for Destiny in this game, and Zergling Infestor is pretty freaking good, especially against any kind of blink stalkers, because you just bam, spit on them, and then they can't actually blink, and then they're just, oh, it's sad. It's sad panda. So, okay, looks like Minigun going to be expanding to his 3rd, but no, actually, look at this cool little thingy, and I really love this. Looks like he's actually going to be expanding to a different main right now, but he has this nice defense with the Zealot that's going to block off this ramp, and a couple of cannons, actually 4 cannons, and a sentry as well. So the sentry can force field, Zealot can block, cannons can do their damage, and he's pretty much going to get this expansion for free. Looks like Lings are going to come up, and yeah, there's the force field like I was talking about. So he's like, that's an interesting little conundrum that I have going on right here. Meanwhile, looks like some Zealots and some sentries going to run into, oh, look, Mr. Mr. Z or Zerglings rather, and these these sentries looks like I mean that's really what Destiny wants to kill right here is the sentries. And it looks like, oh my goodness, so many Zerglings running in from the other way. You wouldn't even expect them to run in that way, but they do. You can see on the minimap much more Zerglings, I'm assuming, and other things running down, and they're going to be, yep, ooh, look at this, Infestors and Zerglings. Just going to be chilling. Oh, run Infestor, you are so slow. But that's okay, we love you anyway. Meanwhile, it looks like Extended Thermal Lance almost done. We have a couple of Colossus out right now. This Colossus, who did take some damage, is up to 13 kills already. Goodness gracious, looks like +1 armor about to finish for the Protoss as well. But +2 ground and +2 ground carapace and +2 Zerg melee. Is that melee? Yeah, melee attack about to finish. So Destiny going to be ahead on upgrades. And oh, look at that. Actually gets off a couple of spits and some infested Terrans, and one of those Colossus is going to go down. My goodness, my goodness. And meanwhile, this cannon going to be getting some freebie kills, it looks like, as they are just barely not going to be able to go through his shields. Oh, they just barely went through his shields. Never mind. But whatever. Meanwhile, it looks like Destiny has expanded to his third, and it looks like he is getting a lot more Zerglings and Infestors. So he is really getting a high Infestor count. Oh my goodness, that's a ton of Infestors. And he's even getting more. Still has this nice little wall protecting his main and his natural. It looks like his main getting a little bit low on minerals. Meanwhile, looks like Minigun's main is a little bit low as well. Minigun throwing up his fourth right now. Zerg is on 3 bases to the Protoss 4. That is unusual, to say the least. And again, I like this little Sim City, and I think having this, adding on one more sentry by the way, having this allows for Minigun to take this Nexus for free pretty much, and so he was able to take that because it was safe before he actually took his third. So good job by Minigun actually staying ahead on base. As you can see that Destiny is trying to catch up, throwing down his fourth, and also Destiny controlling the Zelnaga Watchtower, only one on this map, and it is pretty darn important, and so the fact that he has that is pretty good. Meanwhile, so many Infestors. Oh, that is so many Infestors, and they all have quite a bit of energy. We can see the pathogen glands finished a while ago. Looks like we have a Neural Parasite on the way, as well as, is that Overlord Speed? I want to say that's Overlord Speed, but I'm gonna say it's Overlord Speed. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Minigun gonna be doing a little bit of long distance mining, aka transferring probes just a tad too early. But over here we do have a push by Destiny, who has so many Infestors, and oh my goodness, that is so many infested Terrans. Wow, that is crazy sauce, the amount of infested Terrans are right now, and it looks like these fat little guys may just waddle away, but not before a couple of them go down. One gets burned, one explodes, but a lot of cannons being taken out, actually all the cannons being taken out, and a couple of pylons as well. And Zergling is going to do a little bit of a run by over here. So the Zergling is going to be running into the third of Minigun. Minigun is going to respond by transferring all of his probes away. And so these Zerglings rather are going to counter that by going ahead and running into the natural. And you can see here that they are going to be able to do quite a bit of damage. Oh, but there's a Colossus that pops out right away. And the Colossus is going to be doing lots of damage to these Zerglings. But can the Zerglings get the Colossus? That would actually be huge if they could. Looks like they will not. Colossus taking a lot of damage, though. Does get 12 kills. And over here we have more Zerglings going to be running by. These probes were just on like hold position over here. But it looks like the Zerglings are going to be able to get in anyway. Colossus doing a lot more damage, burning them, and Zerglings running all over the place. My goodness, ROOTMinigun's base is so, I mean, it looks like it would be secure, right? But it is so, there's just Zerglings all over the place. Finally managed to stabilize. There we go. And you can see he actually has a 30 supply lead right now, Minigun over Destiny. So great job there. But we have Ultralisks on the way, as well as the chitinous plating. So Ultralisks are going to have even more armor. Let's check the upgrades. It looks like 2-2 is done for Destiny, and he has not started 3-3 yet. Also for the Protoss, it looks like we have 2-2 done. So upgrades are going to be about the same. But when these Ultras pop, when they have their chitinous plating, man, it is so hard to stop them. Also, Destiny taking a 5th. And it looks like, yep, there's a 5th going down for Minigun as well. So it's going to be 5 bases on 5 bases right now. Zerg does have the gold and has had it for a little bit, so his income is going to be a little bit more. And actually look at the income tower real quick, and we can see that it looks like Destiny's is just a little bit ahead. Yep, not a lot, but just a little bit ahead. But actually, that's crazy because Minigun has almost 100 harvesters, which I think may be overkill. It's going to make his army a little bit less potent whenever they meet. But who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? At least he's remembering to build probes. Whenever I play Protoss, I always forget. But I play Terran, so no, there's still no excuse. Okay, here comes a lot of Zerglings. They're going to be running in here, and they're just going to be soaking up hits. So the family-friendly, happy, and always huggy Ultralisk can come in here and do their damage. But no, they were just on a sightseeing tour. They just wanted to see what the front looked like, and after they saw it, they were like, "Yeah, we'll go someplace else." Looks like a few of those workers getting absolutely destroyed right there for no particular reason. They're not happy at all that they were sent to the front lines. But I mean, it looks like now they're putting on the chase, and it looks like they're tasing. Oh nope, looks like the probe gets captured, and LOL. Destiny building a whole bunch of Nexus, which is funny because these Nexus are actually the Zergs. And it looks like one Nexus is going to go down, and the second one will probably get canceled as well. I don't know. No, it's not going to. So this Nexus is just going to be building there. It's pretty standard, you know. Yep. Standard stuff to have the Zerg have a Nexus. And here comes the Zerg, and that's a lot of Colossus. Goodness, and look at this. You can see that minigun is going to be spreading, using the high ground maybe a little bit. All kinds of stuff. Archon's in the mix. There goes the Guardian Shield, and Force Field's not going to help in this situation because Ultras just stomp over them. You can see the Ultralisks with 5 armor at this point. That is so much armor. And Neural Parasites neutralizing all of the Protoss heavy hitters, the Colossus. And these Colossus getting a lot of kills right now. Unfortunately, they're all probes. And oh my goodness, so many infested Terrans going down. That is crazy. And it looks like the 4th will go down for Minigun. Meanwhile, it looks like, so many more infested Terrans. How do you combat that? I don't even know. But the infested Terrans are going to be absolutely destroying everything, taking out all these pylons. And goodness gracious, just all kinds of crazy stuff going on right now as Destiny puts on a ton of pressure, and Minigun is up against the ropes. He has 110 supply versus the maxed supply of Destiny. You can see 11 more Ultralisks in production. Oh my goodness. Meanwhile, the Nexus is finished, and he's actually building probes, so he may be trying to rate... it's going to be awesome, whatever it is. I don't know. It's going to be funny. Meanwhile, Destiny, let's go ahead and look at the workers killed. You can see 46 probes have been killed now. 46. So that means when we go to the Army Supply tab, we can see that Destiny is ahead in workers now. And Minigun actually has just about the right amount. So he was a bit ahead, and now he is about where he needs to be, I think, as far as probes go. You don't really want to have 100 probes, like I said earlier. You just... So, okay, now Minigun is going to be transitioning into a lot of Archons with a lot of High Templars, and he does not have Storm yet. So, does he have Storm? He doesn't have enough energy for Storm, regardless. Let's go ahead and take a little peek, see if I can find out where this building is. I'm sure I've seen it 5 or 6 times. Oh, there we go. Nope, Storm just now starting. Okay, and oh, Destiny. He's going to be spelling out the LOL with pylons. So that's always fun for a Zerg to spell out LOL and pylons. And it looks like, yes, Minigun is not happy that Destiny has tried to play Protoss now, and he is going to be putting on all kinds of hurt and pain on the pylon LOL from his teammate who is just messing with him at this point. Oh my goodness, so many. Good force field, or not force fields, but feedback's going off all over the place. That's pretty good. And these Archons going to be doing a lot of damage, as well as taking a lot of the damage that the Ultralisk can do. So many Ultralisks, though, and they are just giving out their hugs for free. And so much damage being done. Also, Ultra Neural Parasite going. And Deezer leaves the game in a huff. Fortunately, he's not one of these players, so we can continue the game. It is 173 supply versus 120 supply. Root Minigun supply is plummeting. And there is a lot of Infestors left and a lot of Ultras, and they're going to be running into pretty much just cannons with a few Archons and Stalkers now. More Stalkers warping in the back. Offensive Blink going down. These Stalkers are going to be trying to kill as many of these Infestors as possible, but the Infestors know it, and they are going to be running away. All of the Ultralisks, those are what the guys are called. I just want to call them elephants, the huggy elephants. They are all going to go down. So he is going to be building some more. So 160 supply versus 120, 130 right now, 140. Minigun is macroing. That is good. And there is still pretty much an LOL. It's a lowly. Yeah, it's lowy right now. Maybe Lois Griffin from Family Guy, or a lol. I don't know. We're gonna have to see if it gets respelled out. That'd be pretty awesome. Now it looks like Storm is done, and the High Templar don't have enough for Storm actually yet, but never fear, they will have some in a little bit, just a little teensy bit. Meanwhile, what is the Zerg player doing? Looks like he is getting Glial Reconstitution for Roaches. He is also getting his Ventral Sacs for Overlord drop. He is going to be getting Zerg Missile Attacks level 2, Melee Attacks level 3. I want to check and see if Carapace is done. Carapace is done right now. And for the Protoss, the upgrades are 3-3-1. So that means he has his +1 shields done as well. You usually don't see shields until everything else has been done. And here comes the Zerg, and they want to deny this third. But there is a lot of Protoss forces here. Storm going down, and nice job there. Destiny going to have to go ahead and fall back, and macroing is Minigun. And getting some more High Templars. And the High Templars are so good because ever since Archons got buffed, they're massive units now. They do more damage. They have more range, which is really nice, and that's what makes them do more damage before you ask. It's really good at extending the use of the High Templar because the High Templar can storm all over the place, do tons of damage, make armies rearrange and everything, and then you can morph them into the Archons, which are actually really good as well. So nice job by Minigun. And you can see now that it looks like it's going to be maxed versus maxed. Now, what do you do when you have a maxed Protoss army? Well, you kill the opposing Zerg's pylons. Never thought I'd say that. But that is what you do. Meanwhile, it looks like lots of Roaches are going to be coming, as well as some Ultralisks in the front. And the Storm's going to be doing quite a bit of damage. But Roaches just have so much health that they're able to tank it fairly well. You can see a lot of damage being done to the Roaches, though, as they try to move in. And it looks like Archon's going to be morphing all over the place. Fungal growths going down everywhere as well. And these Roaches going to be doing a lot of damage, but very hurt. And the Archons do splash. So it looks like these Roaches are going to have to fall back. Oh, so many Roaches getting hurt right there. But Burrow is done, as you can see, highlighted by the Infestors. But the Infestors, even though they're burrowed and moving, there is an Observer. So it looks like he's going to be losing quite a bit in that retreat. And now he's going to be moving up. These Archons just really do not like the fact that there are still pylons here. So he's going to be putting on some pressure on the fake Pylos and trying to take them down. These are not actual pylons because in the song, Pylo the Pylon was Protoss through and through, and these guys are traitor pylons because they were for the Zerg. But guess what? They're all taken out now, so that's what you get, Pylo, for switching sides temporarily. You get you and about 50 of your brothers getting killed, so that'll teach you to switch sides. Pylo switching sides. Now it looks like Destiny going to be going for some kind of drop play with Roaches. I do like that. Drops are always good. And it looks like Minigun has taken the middle now, going to be throwing down some of his own pylons and spelling out something else. Oh, man. So there's an E, and I don't know what else he's going to be spelling, but there is an E going down right now for the Protoss player. Meanwhile, it looks like Destiny going to be poking in here with some Zerglings and noticing that there is no way for his Zerglings to get in. So going to be trying to get some pressure on the Warp Gate, but there is cannons there. So the cannons are going to be cleaning up these Zerglings. You can see only a couple are left, and Zergling is pretty much free, but whatever. Meanwhile, it looks like these Roaches are going to be doing as much damage as they can, trying to take out this Templar Archives, but we only dropped 4, and so they're going to go down to Stalkers as they try to focus it down. Not going to work. And there's a big engagement in the middle of the map. You can see that Minigun is going to be moving out with his guys and going to be getting fungled all over the place. And so he is going to, as soon as the fungal wears off, go ahead and retreat. And the Blink Stalkers do have some good mobility, so he's able to, there we go, like that defensive blink there. And then an offensive blink to pick off those Roaches. Nicely done. Oh, that Roach juked everyone, including myself, and somehow managed to live. So good job on him. Now, there is an Observer right here, and this Observer going to be letting Minigun know exactly what ROOTDestiny, exactly what ROOTDestiny is going to be up to, and it looks like Destiny is going to be up to a whole bunch of Roach pressure in the middle, as well as a little Roach drop over on the side. Roach is going to be flooding in here and picking off High Templar in the back. Oh no, that's not what you want to have happen. Roach is realizing that there are a ton of Stalkers there as well, and the Stalkers 3, 3, and also 2 shields now. Meanwhile, +3 missile attack is going down right now, as well as a greater spire for Destiny. So we could be seeing some Brood Lords. Oh, baby. We can see already there are a good number of Corruptors out. And by good number, I mean 7. Yep. So, looks like there's a little bit more pressure going on to the Protoss player, but he's going to be able to be fine. And okay, so it says EA. Is that I? Is that I? Is that an exclamation point? Like Electronic Arts, but like yelling? I don't know. Minigun. Minigun. You have to use acronyms that I know, like LOL. Take a note from your Destiny teammate. Meanwhile, it looks like a ton of stuff being taken out for Minigun. As let's actually take a look at the army supplies and see exactly what we got. Worker supplies still looking pretty stable, and army supplies, Minigun actually with a lead. So as they both are getting maxed again, if you have too many drones or probes, then that can actually have a detrimental effect on your army size. But whatever, something else can have a detrimental effect on your army size is when all of your stalkers get ahead of your army, and so they just do their own thing before the High Templar can actually get there. These High Templar have a lot of energy, though, and there are Broodlords out, so we are going to have to see. It looks like these Roaches are going to be doing a lot of damage. Storms going off all over the place. My goodness, oh, that is so many storms. And these Roaches, all with 0 health now, are going to have to fall back. And you could see some kind of maybe blink play to get in here and take out some of these Broodlords. Yes, it looks like that is what he is going to be doing. Sniping 3 Broodlords before pulling back. Lots of Broodlings and lots of Roaches with a little bit more health than they had before. And that is what is great about Burrow with Roaches, man. Those Roaches, it's like they have their individual medevacs every time they burrow. And I don't know, though. This is a lot of Roaches doing a lot of damage, even though they're pretty hurt. Lots of Archons being spawned as well, though. And Archon's going to be doing a good job at dealing the damage. Oh, it looks like the Corruptor is going to be throwing down corruption all over the place and trying to make units take 20% additional damage, which is in fact what corruption does. So good on them. And these Roaches are just being relentless, man. He is just continuing to press with these Roaches. You can see Lings and Roaches just streaming out of the Zerg base. As we come back, we can see that these these Stalkers are really like against the ropes now, and 9 more Stalkers morphing in, and he's just getting really, really slowly pushed back. And now look at this, using the pylons as cover to kind of funnel the Roaches and the Zerglings and use the Stalkers better range to try to get in a better spot. And he's just blinking all around through here. But there are so many Roaches. You can see a couple more Broodlords morphing in range of the Stalkers, because you know what? He knows he can't do anything about it. But maybe he can by morphing in a whole bunch of additional Stalkers. And now these Broodlords who are almost done are going to get focused down. It looks like boom, and the Broodlords are down. And meanwhile, Zerglings are going to be closing distance with the Stalkers, and there is a lot of Roaches still. And these Roaches are going to be focusing down these pylons with the EAI or whatever it is. I don't even know. If anybody knows what that acronym is, let me know in the comments. Thank you, appreciate it. Okay, going right back to the game, because I mean it's all gone now. But so many units from Destiny just streaming out, and you can see here that what Destiny is building a gateway. Okay, so we have a Nexus going down and a gateway going down. So it looks like Destiny going to be teching to Protoss units now, because that's always LOL funny. And it looks like Minigun, both of these guys have a decent amount of money, but it's because they were maxed just a second ago. So Minigun is going to be try to get as many guys as possible, as I try to speak in not little clipped sentences there. I apologize. Okay, more High Templar coming in. More High Templar, and that's quite a few High Templar, as well as some Zealots. Zealots do not have charge, and charge would help. Not going to lie, charge would help. But let's see. 3-2-3. And everybody's pretty much maxed on upgrades. I don't think there's any kind of air upgrades going on. But let's see. Okay, Carapace level 1's just finishing. So it's going to be 1-1 for the Flyers, and everybody else has 3-3. Okay, and here comes Minigun. Charge! His security forces with their taser is going to be going in here and doing, look at this, great little wrap around on the spine crawler and doing exactly 0 damage before he is taken out. But that is going to allow him to have a bigger army, a bigger force. And look at this, Cybercore going down now for Destiny. So Destiny. That makes me very happy. It's very, very funny, actually, that he's doing that. But, okay. Now, Minigun, he does have the Observer, so he could blink. And there you go. There's the blink, going to be focusing down this base. Unfortunately, the base is almost dead. Boom! But at this point, any amount of minerals that you can starve your opponent out of is good. And here comes the Zerg counter. It looks like he is going to be counterattacking with Infestors, Lings, and Roaches mainly. And, oh, great little fungal going down there. Storms are the response from the Protoss, and it looks like, oh, poor Zealot getting picked off there right at the end. But he is going to go ahead and move back. And, oh, we have double Robo all the way coming out for the Zerg play. Oh, my goodness. Adept FU, thank you so much for letting me know about this game, because this is awesome. I've never actually seen this happen before. Okay, now it looks like a huge battle going on right now. Roach is going on everywhere. Great fungals going down. Oh my goodness. Great fungals, great storms. Both players taking tons of damage from the castable AoEs that each race can do. More fungals going down on the Protoss player, and that's going to prevent any kind of blink and let the Roaches get in there close and do their damage. But it looks like, oh wow. Those Stalkers really shutting down the what I imagine was a drop, although I'm not sure. But really, the big problem here is that there is only 87 supply for Minigun and 169 for Destiny. And Destiny does have his 2 Robos, and he's going to get a Robo Bay. So we're going to see Colossus out of Destiny. So we're going to see I'm trying to wrap my head around this because I'm going bonkers. We're going to see Broodlord, Infestor, Roach, Ling, Colossus coming out of the Zerg player. And for the Protoss player, we're going to see Blink Stalkers with High Templar and Zealots and Probes. So we are going to have to see which. I really hope this final battle doesn't take place before he gets out Colossus, because that would be amazing. Oh my goodness. Please, 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 please. You can see the Robo Bay is done. Bam! Make Colossus, make Colossus, make Colossus. Yes! And you can Chrono Boost. Chrono Boost. Yep, there we go. Yes, and look at this, getting range as well. Oh, this is so funny. Oh, and what is Minigun going to do? It looks like he's going to go ahead and attack. Great fungals going down on almost all of the Protoss forces. You can see so much damage being done because of that. And there is just so many Zerglings and Infestors and Roaches right now. And I think as soon as he sees Colossus for his opponent, he may actually just throw in the towel. Destiny is supply maxed again at 199 versus the 127 of Minigun, and I really want these Colossus to go ahead and pop out. This is going to be so awesome. I have never, ever seen anything like this before. Oh my goodness. I challenge people to find a better replay than this and send it to me, because this is amazing. Colossus are out. So here is the Zerg army consisting of a few Zerglings, some Roaches, some Infestors, some Broodlords, and some Colossus. All right, here we go. So we have Colossus in the Zerg army. And keep in mind, this is a 1v1. This would not be uncommon in like a 2v2, but it's a 1v1, so a little bit uncommon. Also getting Protoss Ground Weapons 1 for the Colossus, as well as Extended Thermal Lance. And the Protoss forces, it looks like they just going mainly gateway units with High Templar and a lot of probes. As a matter of fact, that's a lot of probes that he has in his army. So, okay, 141 supply versus 199, and it looks like Minigun does not want to wait any longer, so he's going to be the one to initiate this final battle. Going to be trying to get in a good position. It looks like he will indeed do that. Nice little concave. Never mind. Now it's just a ball again. The Death Ball versus the Death Ball. Oh my goodness! It looks like it looks like Destiny is actually waiting for +1 to finish, adding on an additional Colossus as well. And here comes the High Templar, going to be throwing down a Storm. Storm goes down, lots of damage being done. And here come another Storm, and that's just going to temporarily make the Zerg player pull back. But 141 supply versus 195. And now it's Minigun doing everything he can, getting every little bit of cost effectiveness out of his High Templar, literally individually microing them forward and storming. But look at this, so many spine crawlers out in the front now, and here comes the final battle. We have Colossus doing lots of damage. Fungals going down everywhere. Storms going down everywhere. Oh my goodness, the Roaches moving in, but tons of damage being taken by the Roaches. But Fungal Growth doing a ton of damage as well. And you can see now 169 supply versus 40 supply. And it looks like Minigun is not going to have anything to answer this huge Protoss and Zerg army coming out of the Zerg player. 3 Colossus on the field now. And these Colossus doing lots of damage, it looks like. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So all these Colossus are mentors now, and ROOTMinigun has left the game, so that is going to be it, and it doesn't even look like there was a GG, but you know what? I would not give him a GG either when he has 4 Colossus and he's a Zerg. So, unbelievably awesome game. Thank you so much for submitting that. Thank you so much for watching it. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed casting it, and I am going to now start rendering this video so I can upload it so you guys can actually watch this, even though it's kind of pointless for me to tell you that. I'm just telling you because after this, I'm going to go out and do my my insanity workout, and I want you to know that my legs are killing me from yesterday. Ow, my goodness. They are so sore, but there is no rest for Squiggles. He must do this, and so I'm going to be doing a vlog on that as well. Look forward to that. You guys are all awesome, and I will see you guys tomorrow.